Okay, YouTubers, I'm going to go over the Warthog Elite V4 knife sharpener. I've not seen a really good video on how to sharpen a knife on YouTube on this or from the factory as far as that goes. I'm going to try to do a little bit better to help you out. It comes with a set of stones, a 325 and a smooth on one side, a smooth steel. It's a diamond, they're diamond sharpener blades. The red means 325. And I recommend that you also get the medium fine diamond sharpening stones. They're 600 and 1,000 grit. And the green is 600, they're color coded. And the blue is 1,000. And when you're taking these off, you please use the tool unless you want to buy a new set, because these ears break off routinely. I can get it there for you. These ears break off very easily. I've done broke one. So yeah, be careful with that. So with the 325 blades, I don't know how you possibly get a knife sharp enough to use in the kitchen. You have to start there, but you need the 600 and 1,000. And if you want to get it scary sharp, use a leather strop and this fine mirror paste that I by Trend that got off of Amazon. It's about $21 or 20, something like that. And I use mink oil for my leather strop. And I use mineral oil to clean my leather strop. And also the Trend paste, the mineral oil, sometimes it comes dried up, and mineral oil will make it really good. I'm not getting any money from any of these people, not even V-Sharp. I get no free stuff from them. I called them up to get the time, and they gave me Canadian time. So shit. So first thing I want to go over with you, I guess, is this part right here. I'm not going to undo this one because on YouTube it's hard to get it back level. But what this does is keep your knife level so it hits these stones equally on the same side. Now, this knob here does more than just hold this stone on, and I'm going to show you why. This V in here, you want your knife to line up in that V. And what this knob will do for you is pull this stone back to where that knife sits right in that V groove starting off. So you need to make sure your knife is vertical. So this is one of the knives that I have sharpened with it that has never been sharp before. For the first time, I've just got this 2 weeks ago. It took me like 2 days, I guess, to learn how to use this. And I'm going to show you that this knife that I'm going to sharpen for you won't even cut butter. And I might sharpen this one too, and it won't cut nothing. But this one here, the one that I used a leather hone on, which is 64 layer Damascus, This puppy is like a razor blade. You don't believe it? I'll show you a razor blade. Actually, it's probably uh actually it's probably a little dull, sharper than a razor blade. If people tell you they got bad paper, just take you some printer paper, put it over a gas stove, hold it there and let it dry out. And then your paper will be good to go. And on this knife sharpener, I recommend that you get the A4, the Elite, because what the Elite does is it just gives you this wooden board here and the two screws. So these two screws, they put them in the lid of the box, and I didn't find them. I went to Home Depot and I couldn't find no metric screws or no regular screws that fit them. So I recommend that you get those. And also on mine, I added two big magnets, so I can take my honing stones and put them here and they don't fall off. And I put a screw through this, a blade remover. Now, this blade remover, they say you can use your knife, and I say I broke two of those blades doing that. And so you pop it off. Anyway, that's the way you do it. And the Elite sharpener, and another good thing about the Elite sharpener, I don't know if you can see this or not, but it goes from 15 degrees to 30 degrees. The other ones, I don't, like I said, I don't work for Elite, so I don't know exactly which ones, but I know all of them do not go down to 15 degrees. I think this might be the only one, but I don't know. Call Joe Biden and ask him. He's got to be worth something. I said that I cut my hand. Okay, and with that said, the instructions say when you first sharpen it off, do your knife blade back and forth in it like this. The guys from the factory are showing them doing this. So this knife has never been sharpened. It is very dull. So when I found that when you get a knife this dull, it takes about 2 or 3 hours to sharpen it up, where it's razor sharp, like this one. It won't cut nothing. But this is one that had never been sharpened, and it cuts like a razor. So I'm gonna sharpen this one for you guys. So I do mine like this. And then I do this here I put on some music like Leonard Skinner, and I do that for until you can get this to kind of cut the paper. Now, with that said, I'm going to stop the video and I'm going to sharpen this till I get it where it will tear the paper smoothly off the 325 before I change to the 600 1000 grid, and I'll be back. Okay guys, it's been about an hour. This here, doing it this way does make it sharpen faster. See, I've been doing this, and when I been sharpening, I wipe off the edge there. Something I forgot to tell you maybe is, let me get a Sharpie. if you don't know what the angle of the edge is, you can take a Sharpie and put it on both sides like this. And if it grinds it off, you're at the right one. If it doesn't, probably go forward. But another thing, if you've been grinding on this 325 and it doesn't do this, notice last time that this wouldn't even cut butter. I dried this paper, it should be good. And the little knife, we only got one of these. The rest of them come from the dollar store. But I've been giving this to the boy that comes over and eats with us that I don't like, and it hasn't been sharp, so you ought to see him trying to cut the steak with it. But look at here, after the 325, it's almost good as a razor. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up one. I'm going to go up to the other set of homes. I'm going to go to the 600. And I found that most kitchen knives are on 20. And so I'm going to show you the trick I do after the green is 600. So now I do the same thing on the 600. And remember to keep your knife flat against the both things, because if your knife isn't flat this way, it ain't gonna sharpen. So if it's not sharpening, notice how I'm losing all my black. So I'm on the right one. I'm on 20 on this. When I get to the 1000 grit, I'm going to move this to 25 so that it will only sharpen the very edge of this. So let me get these sharpened up on the 600 and I'll be right back to get you. Okay guys, so I've done this quite a few times with it on 25 while I went to save my dog from the coyotes. And it's like a razor now. And this was the original 1.0, the big one that I had, like a razor now. This one here is good enough for the boy that comes over. And if y'all wondered what these are in sharpening thing that comes with knives like this, it cost $39 at Costco, but these were German steel. And I found out if they're not German steel, some knives won't sharpen. Like this knife, give this to your neighbor and tell them you bought it for them for Christmas. And this, I guess these are for, you tell your neighbor to get theirs out and y'all guys have a sword fight with them, because that's about all they're good for. Except that, I don't know, when they come over, you just grab this out of there and you go and make it look really good. And then you take a piece of paper and say, look, Charlie, look how sharp she is, boy. And he'll say, how'd you do that? Say, you need you one of these, buddy. And don't ever tell nobody you do it for free, because it's a lot of work. But this Warthog, I'll have to say, it is the easiest one I've ever used. And it does work, because before I was running my knife blades, you can see here where I run this one, trying to sharpen it on a belt sander, and I just gave up on the belt sander deal. And so yeah, so these are really, really good. Oh, and one more thing. They say you don't have to put oil on them, but I'm gonna start putting baby oil on my hones, and that way it's food safe instead of 3-in-1 oil. And I think that'll kind of help keep the diamonds, although the diamonds on them really good. Although I've heard one man on YouTube say he has used his for a year, and his are still good. But I think a little baby oil might help you even keep those, because these the medium fine, these were like, time I got them shipped here was $75, because Amazon was out of them, and the manufacturing company in Baton Rouge, they were out of them. But yeah, I would definitely recommend one of these, because they work. And like I said, I don't work there. I don't get nothing out. Just get you some good music to put on. And once you get them sharpened, you don't have to go back through everything I did. You can just put the 1000 grit in, and this puppy will keep them sharp. And yeah, so once you get past this, they're in line anyway. So I'm not a professional YouTuber. Um, so there you go. I hope that helps you out. I don't know if I left anything out, but if I did, forgive me and the people who sold me the microphone.